Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe my channel if you do not want to miss a single lecture of this series. Today we will discuss about differences between DIC and phase contrast microscopy. I hope you went through the first video of my microscopy lecture series, that is the basic properties of light. If not, please go through that video before going through the current one. I am providing the link below because you need to know about interference and polarization properties of light first. Now, first look at the pictures. You can clearly see the difference where mammalian cells are observed under phase contrast microscope and yeast cells are observed under DIC. Right? Now, yeast cells are much more clear. Yeast cells are much more clear than mammalian cells and giving a 3D appearance. This is the major reason of using DIC over phase contrast. Now, we will look at the advantages and disadvantages. Let's proceed one by one. The advantages of using phase contrast microscope are its capacity to observe living cells. Specimens that need not to be killed, fixed or stained to view under a microscope. High contrast, high resolution images will be formed. The major limitation of using phase contrast microscope is that it is not ideal for thick organisms. Now in DIC, some advantages are common as in phase contrast microscope. The capacity to observe living cells. Specimens need not to be killed, fixed or stained to view under a microscope. High contrast, high resolution images will be formed. So these three advantages are common, right? Apart from them, it allows thicker specimens to be observed that is not possible in phase contrast. Samples will also have a 3D appearance that will not be possible in phase contrast microscope. Moreover, DIC can be used in conjugation with fluorescence microscopy to provide a better fluorescence image and to pinpoint specific areas on a specimen before switching to the fluorescence mode to further examine the object. The only limitation of using DIC is the 3D structure or the 3D-dimensional image of a specimen may not be accurate. The enhanced areas of light and shadow might add distortion to the appearance of the image. So now one thing you can ask me that why there is difference in image quality. To answer that, we need to talk about the difference between the light path of phase contrast and DIC microscope. In phase contrast microscope, the light path consists of light source, annular diaphragm, condenser lens, specimen stage, objective lens, phase plate and ocular lens. Okay. Now in DIC, the light path consists of light source, polarizer, prism, condenser lens, specimen stage, objective lens, prism, analyzer and ocular lens. So, now you can understand that in DIC, polarizer and prism are two components added extra compared to phase contrast. Right? In phase contrast microscope, light travels from the source and very small part of this passes through the diaphragm. Surrounding light wave that is not transmitted by the sample passes through one part of the phase plate, whereas light reflected, refracted or scattered by the specimen or sample passes through another part of the phase plate. Right? This causes surrounding wave to be out of phase with that of the diffracted wave. So this causes surrounding wave, this wave, to be out of phase with that of the diffracted wave. It results in destructive interference that ultimately brings contrast where sample appears dark against a bright background. Generally, structures that differ in refractive index will differ in levels of darkness. Now, in case of DIC, this interference phenomena remains same, where surrounding light remains out of phase with that of diffracted wave. But in this case, a polarizer is placed between the source and condenser lens. That produces polarized light, which is the major feature that helps to give sample more clarity and 3D-like appearance. This is absent in phase contrast microscope. So, in DIC, non-polarized light is polarized by polarizer. Now, prism splits it into two beams. One beam is directed through the specimen and the other beam, that is the reference beam, passes through the background. Two beams are collected by the objective lens. These two beams are again combined by a specialized prism into one. So, in this prism, these two beams are combined into one. The combined beam hits analyzer. This is where the interference occurs that generates the differential interference contrast. Hope you understood the concept. If you liked my lesson, please do like, comment and share my video. Thank you.